They mocked me. They said I didn't know what I was talking about. But I was right. Hollywood is dead, and movies as we know them are no more. And the Snyder Cut proves it. How you doing, content creators? So, already somebody's going like, I clicked off the video. I heard that, and I'm not going to waste my time with that, which is the response I got the last time to my original video, Hollywood is dead, and movies as we know them are no more. And now that's actually one of my most popular videos with a lot of comments, and it is growing in popularity, surpassing some videos that I hope to be at the top forever. But I just saw the trailer for the Snyder Cut of the Justice League, along with the Wonder Woman 1984 trailer, and the Batman Robert Pattinson trailer. I've yet to watch the Suicide Squad first look, but no matter. Point is, this new DC Warner Brothers, I forgot, DC fandom, that's it. DC fandom came out swinging with a bunch of trailers. It got people really excited. And I was like, well, okay, cool, let's look into this. I was not a fan of the Justice League movie, but I thought that the Snyder Cut trailer was really cool, singing Hallelujah. And I thought that was a cool nod to the fans. Hallelujah, you're getting the Snyder Cut. And that goes to another video that I talked about before about how you have to address your fans, how you have to not so much make material specifically. You're not letting fans dictate the story to you, but you are working within a fandom, and you have to look at how the fans respond. Well, the fans wanted a Snyder Cut. The media said, no, that's stupid. The studio said no, and then something happened. Something very interesting happened, which kind of fits in with the Hollywood is dead thing that I've been talking about. So, that is Warner Media, DC Comics. They were all bought out by AT&T. Now, this isn't the first time that a corporation has bought a studio. But this is huge. This isn't Coca-Cola buying Columbia Pictures in the middle of Ghostbusters being made. This is a mega corporation, AT&T, completely taking over all operations of a Hollywood studio, which is very much in fitting with what I was talking about before. They're swooping in and buying up all this stuff, and you got Disney swooping in, and now you may say Disney is this. They've been producing movies and animation for years, but Disney is also a mega corporation, and they even own coffee. People don't know this. Most of the coffee we drink is farms owned by Disney. So these are mega corporations taking over. Hollywood is no longer sustainable after post-COVID. And but the other thing, this is the thing that really amazed me to hear about the Snyder Cut, and really was in keeping with the part in the video where I said motion pictures are no more. This blew me away, and it made me really happy. And that is, the Snyder Cut of Justice League is not going to be a single movie that's going to be released on HBO Plus or HBO Go or HBO whatever it is. Again, another video-on-demand service. Warner Media they've got movies coming out, yes, but these are movies that were already in production pre-COVID, and we'll see what happens with those. And they're coming out in 2021. We'll see where we're at there. But I think theaters will be evolving too into something unrecognizable. But anyway, back to the Snyder Cut. 4 hours. It's a 4-hour miniseries. You're going to get hour episodes of the Snyder Cut of Justice League, which fits in exactly with what I was saying before. We are no longer constrained, and I said this before, and I can tell there's a lot of you who are clicking my video and not watching it all the way through because they see Hollywood is dead and movies as we know them is no more, and they just start saying, yeah, well, the acting is terrible, and they've been, going all political and and China and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no. I'm not saying this is just dying out. I'm not saying this is just movies suck and everyone's losing interest. The way we are telling stories is evolving. That's what I said in the last video. It's going to go from movies that are constrained by the time frames of how many showings in a day can a movie theater do, and television shows, which are constrained by TV scheduling time slots and how many commercials we can get in. And they're mashing together into this new hybrid form of storytelling where they're not constrained by time slots. They're not constrained by it should be at least this long or this much time is too long. Everything's being broken up into these kind of episodic mini-movies. And I'm seeing other people do this. I was talking with my director of photography on the Quantum Terror and another project that we're trying to pull together right now. He's been working with a director, and he says the movies they've been making are very low budget, very like under $20,000. But they've got great quality, and they're only an hour long each, and they all fit into the same theme, like I was talking about before with an umbrella, the same kind of crime in Texas theme, and he's packaging them as a trilogy. And I think that's brilliant. So the way we are telling stories is evolving, and now we've got Zack Snyder, who he didn't, Joss Whedon came in, unfortunately, Zack Snyder's daughter committed suicide. The whole Release the Snyder Cut movement actually created a charity, by the way. I think this is really great. They created a charity, or they didn't create a charity. They created, they raised money for a charity for suicide prevention in their campaign to get the Snyder Cut released. Anyway, so what happens? Like I said, the studios go like, well, we've already released the Justice League, and to release a Snyder Cut would kind of be really admitting that, maybe we screwed up. And the media is going like, yeah, that's, bunch of incels, no life, whatever. There's no Snyder Cut. It doesn't exist. That's stupid. But they kept on, and then AT&T bought Warner, bought DC, and they said, hey, maybe there's some money in this. Maybe we can use this to launch our streaming service, video on demand. They know that's where the medium is evolving, how it's evolving. They see it evolving into video on demand. And that's not to say theaters are completely done, but again, this is my other prediction, and we'll see in 2021 where this goes when all the movies that were produced pre-COVID have all been released. What will happen with the theaters? They're going to have to evolve to fit this model. So, anyway, where was I? So AT&T said, well, there's a demand for this. There's all this footage we already have. Maybe we can spend some money redoing some special effects and re-editing it, because I believe it's supposed to be 2 movies. I think the story goes like this. It was supposed to be 2 movies, then in the 11th hour, the studio kind of freaked out and went, can we get away with 2 movies? And then Zack Snyder, his daughter committed suicide, which is absolutely tragic. I hate to think, even today, what Zack Snyder is going through. I don't think you ever get over that. But, they brought in Joss Whedon. Joss Whedoned it up. All these weird rush special effects came in. It didn't look very good. The humor didn't hit. Blah, blah, blah. So I don't know if this is going to be a great thing, but what we have now is we've got the director whose original vision this movie was. He's got all this footage. He has had more time and resources to edit it into a format that fits in to what video on demand is capable of, how flexible it is. And it appeals to the fans. It says to the fans, hey, we are going to give you what you want. And this is just so cool. And the audience is there. The new story format is there. It's all evolving, and it's really exciting. I still think that there are opportunities here for the independent creators, because we have all these different video on demand platforms popping up. Amazon is very accessible for independent creators. Disney Plus, I'm still on the fence. I think Disney Plus might go away at some point. So that's a sort of kind of prediction. They I think they botched it. They didn't come out with enough original content. They're trying to charge like $30 for you to watch Mulan after you've already paid for Disney Plus. Like, they're flooding Disney Plus with all this kind of like documentary style content that's not very expensive to produce. And it's good if you've got kids that want to watch the animated movies over and over again, or if you're like me and like revisiting Star Wars sometimes, even though I've got it on DVD. DVD. That's how old my collection is. Anyway, but there's what is there? Tubi. Tubi's very interesting. I want to see what happens more with that. There are more video on demand platforms that are kind of doing the commercial thing. So, independent creators, I think there is a model for you to create your content and have it be seen that is competitive with the studios. And like I said, the playing field is leveled. We have resources as well. We have the ability. We're in the thick of the fandom, by the way. Because if you're an independent creator, chances are you got there because you're a fan and you wanted to create content on your own terms, like me. This is, again, Disney Plus has their thing, HBO Plus has their thing, but Amazon's very accessible. I think there's going to be more accessible apps popping up. I'm communicating personally with a couple of people who have reached out to me who are starting their own thing. And on our budgets, with the at-home green screens, if we get creative with how we produce content, we learn programs like Blender, we keep our Adobe suites, and we get very creative. I think we are going to be able to create the new franchises, the franchises of tomorrow. Because you got to remember, things like Star Wars, Terminator, Aliens, like Star Wars is technically an independent film. They had good funding, but they were still, for all intents and purposes, they were not to the budget levels that we see movies being made, or we did see movies being made for now. And that's a whole other thing. I do believe that the $250 million budget movie is over for a long time. But we are going to see a lot more series. We're going to see a lot more original content on video on demand. A lot of it's going to be lower budget, and then it's going to become, like I said, the franchises of tomorrow, and then we'll see bigger budget versions of those. But I feel vindicated. I think the Snyder Cut, it was an exciting trailer. It got the internet buzzing, along with the Wonder Woman trailer and the Batman trailer. I think the Batman trailer is the one that really actually is kind of upstaging everything else. I think people are very interested in Robert Pattinson as kind of the... some people have said emo, some people have said Robert Smith. Hey, I'm a huge Cure fan, so I'm fine with that. We'll see how it is. It's kind of a weird alternate take, but everything out of the... By the way, if you were a DC Comics fan, you realize that pretty much every kind of Justice League or Batman or Wonder Woman is kind of an alternative, or as they say in the DC universe Elseworld take. But yeah, I think we're only going to see more of this. I think the Justice League Snyder Cut is going to be very successful, and I think we're going to see people coming out of the woodworks. I did hear tell of was it the movie Event Horizon, the 90s horror movie? They're trying to gather up the lost footage from that, because that movie was had studio interference as well, I think for a PG-13 rating, and Paul W.S. Anderson wanted to do a much more Hellraiser intense R-rated version. So we'll see if that comes to fruition. Who knows, maybe it was at the 2011 The Thing, where Studio ADI did the practical effects. Maybe there's another cut of that. Maybe, I think we're going to see this glut of recuts of movies where people went, well, it could have been better, and then someone says, well, the director had a different vision, and that vision's out there. But what I'm really talking about, like I said before, is the idea that we're going to see less feature-length movies, and we're going to see more episodic things from these people who would otherwise have made movies for theaters. So that's pretty much all I'm going to say for now. Like I said, I'm so happy. It's good to be vindicated, don't you think? I mean, like I said, especially when, like I said, there are people going like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. I know people, I've got family in the industry, and they say it's just all going to go back to normal. I'm like, no, shut up. It's evolving. It's not over because, you know, Hollywood is like crumbling, or you know, it's going to be forced to evolve because the money's not there. Too much money has been lost, and it's not coming back. The power has been decentralized. Hollywood was once the hub. They'll still be producing stuff. That's not what I mean when I say Hollywood is dead. What I mean when I say Hollywood is dead is Hollywood as the hub of world entertainment. That's no more. They're going to be one node competing where all these other people have thrown in their hat. These corporations like AT&T, Amazon, Amazon, when they first started, they were just selling books. They were Amazon Books, and now they are Amazon everything. So, yeah, it's an exciting time for any content creator, whether on the studio level or independent level. I think this is a good thing. I'm very excited about it. Again, I got it right. Yes. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Again, as you know, leave comments, thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get these videos first. Check out my Patreon. There's a link below if you're a filmmaker, content creator. I have Backyard Indies, which is my Facebook group. I will leave a link in there so you can post about your content or interesting articles, or you can talk to me or some of my other friends on there. There's a lot of good information out there. Yeah, that's it. I feel like there's something else. I'll say is this. You might see more videos with me wearing this shirt because I'm going to record multiple ones. I've got a lot of stuff coming up in the fall that I'm really excited about. I've got big things in mind. I'm finishing up my movie, which I have worked tirelessly in tooth and nail for over 5 years now to get done. It's been a struggle, and I'll talk more about that in future videos, even though I've got one video where I explain that. Check it out. Quantum Terror, Harbinger Down. I forget the title. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're enjoying the channel. Share this with friends, and I'll be back. We'll be talking more about the future of entertainment.